Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. Lost 11 pounds in the last few months by essentially stopping snacking and adding physical activity. I feel like I finally cracked the code on weight loss. It's a sad realization that from now on, I will just have to treat food as fuel and not as a source of comfort or treatment for boredom. Title explains. My stats: female, 33 years old, 5'11" tall, currently 147 pounds, down from 158 or so. Started this process in July. I am tall, so the weight loss barely shows, but it started to show in conjunction with physical activity. I have many abs now, and clothes fit more comfortably. Food-wise, I basically stopped snacking outside of meal times. For breakfast, I do oatmeal, cereal, or eggs with sourdough slices. Lunch, I like to make a curry or a chili and just warm it up for 4 to 5 days straight. I work from home, so it's easy. Dinner, husband and I usually eat fish or chicken with some grains and vegetables. I've started to enjoy paleo meals and cutting carbs, but I still eat a lot of quinoa and rice, cheating on the weekends, but not the way I used to. For snacks, that was hard. I try to avoid food in between meals, maybe have a banana if I'm starving. When I watch movies at night, I eat seaweed or pea snacks. Also bought a huge box of Skinny Pop from Costco, 100 kcal per bag, and I get my fix. It's been sad to accept that food is just this fuel now. But if I want to maintain my weight as a woman in her 30s to 40s, etc., I cannot turn to food just because. I try to eat when I'm hungry and ask myself, am I really hungry right now or just bored or anxious? I scratch the itch with drinking a lot of tea when I want to ingest something. I'll make myself a cup of holy basil tea, for example, and try to chill or do some organizing tasks around the house. I've always hated exercise. I suck at it. So I got an Apple Watch and got serious about counting steps, aiming for 7K to 10K daily. I also started doing yoga and Pilates with video and recently went in for an in-person Pilates class. My other amazing finds were the mobility workouts on Daily Burn. I hate cardio, weights, and HIIT, but the mobility workouts are just a good way to get your body moving again without crazy jumping and cardio movement. Should feel good, and I'm done trying to do things that I do not enjoy. Finally, one of my motivations was actually the fact that it was getting more difficult to find bottoms that would work on me, as I was constantly in between sizes. Medium or large, 6 or 8, 30 or 31 jeans. Nothing fit, because as a pear shape, my waist is small, so there would be a huge waist opening, but then the fabric would pull up at the hips. Shopping became frustrating, and I didn't have the patience to take everything in for alterations. I'm just trying to go back to being a medium bottom. I've been a medium my entire life, so at some point, I will just stop trying to lose a bit more and try to stay there. My current goal weight is 143. It's a journey. It's the hardest thing, and I wish everyone luck. Yeah, compared to snacking and boredom or eating in comfort, a utilitarian approach to food does kinda suck. But if you're tracking for a while to learn how much your metabolism needs to lose, gain, and maintain weight, and eating within the parameters you need most of the time, you can still occasionally snack and have treats every once in a while, just not all the time and whenever you feel like it. Even for longer periods of time, if you're feeling particularly down for a while, as long as you have the knowledge and how to get to where you want to be, it doesn't really matter if you're having a down period and gain 5 to 10 pounds if it makes your life easier in a tough situation. You'll get there when you have the willpower and discipline, and or when things get easier. As long as you accept that it's a full-time commitment and a journey with ups and downs, not a thing with a set goal and an ending, then you're already 80% there. The steps, stairs, and all the little things where you make a decision to move your body to do X instead of using your car, elevator, machine to do X really do add up over time, and it's a great way to boost your daily expenditure and your physical fitness over time. But I can't stress how good building some muscle and making sure you hit your daily protein intake goals is. Over the long term, your metabolism will burn more via your mere existence, which equals more snacks and treats. That's basically my motivation for doing resistance training and going to the gym. Yeah, it's a killer that 300 excess calories a day from, say, extra mayo on a sandwich, sugar and coffee, and a tiny extra snack is enough to gain about 3 pounds a month, or 30 plus per year. It's all mental. The way a lot of us use food is unhealthy. We see it as a source of comfort or an reward instead of fuel. I think it stems from ignorant parenting and a very strong marketing campaign by fast food companies. I don't really understand why you're going for 143. Congrats on the weight loss though. Assuming you're losing 1 pound a week, it's going to take you 4 weeks to lose 4 pounds, and you'll end up at a BMI of 19.4, close to the underweight range. In those 4 weeks, on a good strength and training routine, you could build a pound of muscle if you eat at maintenance or a slight surplus. If you're trying to look lean, you want your body fat percentage to be low, aka more muscle, less fat. Your body fat percentage would go down a lot more if you were to build a pound of muscle rather than lose 4 pounds of both fat and muscle, because you'd gain more muscle rather than losing both fat and muscle. That's awesome. I'm glad you found a way that works for you. I might have to give this a go too. I really suck when it comes to weight loss, and I struggle with snacking. I've gone through some bad crap this year, so I've been comfort eating a lot, put on about 20 to 30 pounds and feel awful. But for now, I might just start going on some walks and cut out snacks. I had a similar realization a couple of years ago when I got my nutrition and exercise planned and organized. It's the first time I'm eating towards something. In other words, I would just eat to stop being hungry or when I felt like it, but I never thought of it as part of the greater picture. The moment you have a clear picture of what you want to achieve and a plan to reach that goal, eating becomes simpler. When you feel like eating something just because you're bored, you can look at it and ask yourself, is this the snack worth postponing my goals? I don't believe you can no longer eat to enjoy. You can, and you should, just in a controlled manner. Not forbidding any food is, in my opinion, critical for a nutritional plan to be sustainable. One of the biggest secrets is that the less often you have something you like, the more you enjoy it. We are immersed in a culture of permanent treats. A treat was meant to be a little something we occasionally have just to enjoy. Consumerism and advertising promote a culture of treat yourself consistently. Once I cracked the weight loss code, I was both happy and sad. Never knew how much I enjoyed food and used it as a comfort food until I started trying to lose weight. And it's so obvious why I became obese now. I would grab snacks for watching movies and TV shows. I'd want seconds each meal, stuffing myself till I felt bloated. I'd want loads of sauce or dips, thinking that was normal. We all know how many calories peanut butter is, and damn did I use a ton of it. I can't even eat it anymore, because a 90-calorie tablespoon is pathetic to me. And yeah, I tried PB2, not for me. I now realize just how much it all makes sense. It's not because I have a bad metabolism. It's because I treat food as a fun comfort thing and not as fuel. I'm trying to change my view of food, but it's been hard, especially as of late. Hey, I'm a fellow 5'11" woman, and it's amazing to see another in the wild. I'm the same weight as I have a small frame. I see some people on here say 147 is too low, but I know it's not. There's nothing wrong with liking a slimmer look. Anyway, just to let you know, I was super sad thinking I couldn't use food as a comfort or reward too, but I do find I can do it when I up my calories. The Apple Watch is very accurate. I run 3 or 4 times a week now, and it means I can splurge. I know some people hate running, but I love food more than I hate exercise. I'm glad that you posted this. I have almost your exact same stats. 33 female, 5'10", just recently weighed in at 152, and want to get back down to the low 140s where I feel the most comfortable. And I also struggle with just boredom eating, especially since I started working at home due to COVID. It's just so easy to pop to the kitchen multiple times a day for a snack, and they really do add up. I don't drink tea, but I'm trying to drink some water whenever I have the urge to snack and wait 5 minutes, and then get a small snack if I'm still hungry. It's pretty hard because I feel like socially there's a lot of pushback if I even mention trying to watch my weight, because technically at my weight I'm a normal BMI, so I'm glad there's someone else out there. I feel you on just wanting my clothes to fit better. My pants are just a little too snug and I'm way too cheap to buy a new wardrobe. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. For the first time in a long time, the scale is going down. I've been using the Lose It app.